At the beginning of the film, on a dark night, two burglars break into a warehouse and open one of the containers. Inside, they find a large number of boxes filled with jewelry. Not believing their luck, the thieves begin stuffing their bags with the valuables. At that moment, a seemingly ordinary cat emerges from the depths of the container. Letting out a loud roar, it attacks one of the men, leaving a deep wound on his neck. Fending off the animal, the partners quickly finish filling their bags and rush to the car. At some point, one of them notices that the bitten man is acting strangely. When he approaches him to see if everything is all right, the man suddenly lunges at him like a wild animal, sinking his teeth right into his neck. Then we see the man who was bitten by the animal slowly emerge from the water and head toward the densely populated city. His appearance is frightening, and there is something unnatural in the way he moves. Meanwhile, a young man named Hyun-sok wakes up in his apartment and, as usual, gets ready for work. On the radio, they talk about the aftermath of COVID, which has been ravaging the planet for the past 2 years. It's Christmas on the calendar, so the guy is in a rather cheerful mood. At the same time, a few blocks away, people have gathered around a strange man who is devouring raw meat and reacting aggressively to any questions. Naturally, the crowd films the scene on their phones, not suspecting that a dangerous monster is standing right next to them. When the police arrive, the man runs away. Hyun-seok, meanwhile, receives a call from his mother, who complains about him moving to the big city. She tries to convince him to return to the countryside, but at that moment someone bumps into him and he drops his phone. The device shatters as it hits the pavement. Grabbing the person who pushed him, Hyun-seok doesn't notice that the man's face is smeared with blood and that he has a deep wound on his neck. The guy gets distracted by an argument nearby. Two men are having a confrontation with a group of girls, one of whom he knows, Min-jung. The young man rushes to help and even tries to resolve things peacefully, but when the aggressive men push him, he jumps into the fight, easily taking down both attackers. Min-jung pulls Hyun-seok away, expressing her concern. If those guys hire good lawyers, he'll be in serious trouble for beating them up. As they approach the entrance of the building, the young man tries to invite the girl to a concert, but she firmly declines. At the security desk, Hyun-seok is stopped by the building's owner. The woman informs him that they haven't paid rent in 3 months. The young man tries to explain that they haven't received any wages during this time, but the woman doesn't care. She tells him to inform management that they need to pay off the debt as soon as possible. Approaching the office door on his floor, Hyun-seok enters the password, but it doesn't work. Turning his head, he sees a huge man in a zombie mask running at him. Without hesitation, he knocks him out with a single kick, and at that moment, his boss steps out from around the corner with a camera. He films pranks and other content for YouTube, and the young employee, a former taekwondo athlete, helps him run the channel. Min-jung also works with them. She edits the videos. When the boss once again starts showing inappropriate attention to the girl, Hyun-seok grabs their colleague Deng and hurries over, saying they urgently need to hold a meeting about the channel's future. When Min-jung shows the view statistics, the boss loses his temper. He feels like they're working hard, but earning almost nothing. Min-jung suggests changing their content, explaining that they're filming what the boss likes, instead of what the audience actually wants. Unable to take the criticism, the boss tells everyone to leave, so they'll stop getting on his nerves. Later, Hyun-seok takes the girl up to the rooftop and teaches her a few self-defense moves she can use if the boss crosses the line again. In response, Min-jung tells him how hard it was to find a job due to her unrelated education. She completed some courses, and now she just needs work experience. But if she files a harassment complaint, she's certain she'll be blacklisted in the industry. Soon, the boss gathers the team again and shows them a video of a man eating raw meat. He orders them to find something equally sensational. Their conversation is interrupted by the water delivery man, who asks to speak to the boss. But the boss hides behind his chair, clearly knowing the man wants to get paid for several months of missed wages. Hyun-seok ushers the man out, and as he walks back to his truck, grumbling, he fails to notice, like many others, that the same man from the video is running toward him and bites him on the neck. Later that evening, the building owner, accompanied by 2 security guards, begins making her rounds. She's horrified to see total chaos breaking out on the lower floors. People are attacking each other and tearing off chunks of flesh. She radios the security post, demanding they seal the doors and flees to the upper floors looking for safety, eventually ending up in the YouTuber's office. Meanwhile, a true nightmare unfolds on the first floor. Everyone has been infected and turned into zombies. Screaming wildly with crazed eyes, they swarm the guards, giving them no chance to survive. Upon seeing the face of the man eating raw meat on the screen, the woman immediately recognizes him as one of the bloodthirsty creatures wreaking havoc downstairs. She offers the employees a deal: eliminate the monster and she'll forgive their unpaid rent. Seeing it as a great opportunity, the boss orders his team to grab their cameras and head down to the lower floors, hoping not only to clear their debt, but also to boost their views with sensational new content. After descending a few floors, the group is horrified to realize they're facing real zombies. They rush back upstairs, but waiting for them is the same man from the video. He tries to attack, but Hyun-sok fights him off and throws him aside. However, the boss, obsessed with content, shoves Deng directly toward the monster and records as the creature tears the poor guy apart. The team retreats to their office and tries to call the police, but the building owner smacks the phone out of Min-jung's hands. She had put the building up for sale and fears that if word gets out about what's happening, no one will buy it. But karma catches up with her quickly. One of the guards, previously bitten, has now fully mutated right behind her. Her screams fade within seconds. While Hyun-sok fights off zombies, the boss and Min-jung flee into the hallway, where they run into the now infected Dang, who brutally kills the boss. Grabbing the girl, Hyun-sok tries to get her out of the building. They take shelter in a janitor's closet to catch their breath. Realizing they need to return to the office and somehow contact the police, Hyun-sok comes up with a plan. He hangs a regular tape recorder from the ceiling and plays a loud cassette to lure the zombies away, clearing the path to their office. However, once there, they encounter both the infected boss and Dang. Remembering the moves Hyun-sok taught her, Min-jung breaks free from the monster's grip and lands a solid blow. Armed with a baseball bat, she then helps Hyun-sok fight off the second zombie. Discovering that the office phones don't work, the two hurry down to the first floor, pushing through the horde of zombies. They try to hide in the prize car on display, but when the monsters surround them, they use a fire extinguisher to force their way to the parking lot. There, they're attacked once more by the original infected man. After a fierce struggle, they manage to defeat him. Just as they're about to escape, the building owner sneaks up from behind a car and bites Hyun-sok on the leg. Realizing it may be the end, Hyun-sok tells the girl to leave him behind. His fight is over. But Min-jung spots a pair of dentures on the floor and quickly realizes the zombie couldn't have bitten anyone with them. She urges Hyun-sok to check his leg. Pulling up his pant leg, he is overjoyed to see his leg completely unscathed. Without hesitation, he calls out to her, and together they rush to the parking lot exit. The two finally escape the infected building. But if they made it out, that means the zombies might soon spill out into the streets of the massive city. One question remains: can the world survive this virus? And with that, the film ends. Thank you so much for watching.